This is a video of Jumma game developer. Welcome to this channel. New here, so welcome. I am Utsav Chakma and I am the creator of this YouTube channel. This channel is created for the beginners who want to learn game development with Godot, Game Maker Studio, Unity, Blender, Adobe Illustrator, etc. But Godot is the main game engine of this channel. That means you'll get Godot videos more than others in this channel. Even this video is to a Godot tutorial video. We discussed about moving, rotating and scaling objects in Godot. In the previous videos, we also learned about how to create objects runtime in Godot in the last video before this video, and today we'll learn about deleting objects runtime in Godot. So let's start learning it. I'll actually use sprites as an example to delete objects. Let's think we will destroy something attached to this icon. We want to delete an icon in this scene. You would know about this. This is the scene window, the boundaries of the game, which we will see. You can do this easily by drag and dropping like this on here, the icon from here. Or there is another way. I don't remember if I told you guys about that. That way is just creating a sprite and drag and drop the icon from this file system to the sprite node, so it's created in the scene. But when you run it, as it's at 0 and 0 position, if you don't know what I'm talking about, 0 and 0 position, so watch the video in the description given to understand about position. And if you run this, it will be on here, not the in middle. It looks like that it should be in middle, but it's actually not. The middle is actually on here. You can see this is the middle of the scene, but it's a little up and a little left side on here from the middle of the scene. So it's created not here but in here, a little up and a little left side. So you know how to do that in Godot. Drag this thing on here for better view, and I will show you how to delete objects and the example of deleting another object to sprites. So I'll create another sprite. For this I will use the same icon. You will not understand what I am talking about, why I am using two sprites, but you'll not need to know about that. Just know how to delete these things. Just keep seeing. Now there are two sprites in middle of our scene. You can see now they are in middle. It was not in middle, but now it's in middle, because you will understand now why that is. Because I talked about the boundary of the scene. The scene is not here, not on the up and left side of the middle, is directly in middle. You can see in here. You will understand this. Even a kid will understand it. And now what I'll need to do, if you want this object to be deleted when you run the game, okay, I didn't told about this thing, that this scenes actually is this scene actually can be, this game actually can be run by this object. This can also run, but it's something a beginner would not understand yet. So don't be confused about this, what button to use to run the game. Just use this object. It will run the current scene in your game. So what we want is this, to delete this object. So how to do that? We can use a method called QEFree inside of something called script. If you don't know what is a script, it would be a little confusing for you, yet I will try my best for a complete beginner to let him understand this. I recommend all of complete beginners to watch my other videos or my game project making video tutorials about Godot to let them understand about basics of Godot. Then they will understand these two very clearly. I'm not explaining some things right here, right now. I'll tell everything about what I'm doing actually. A complete beginner should understand about this. What this message is. How is Windows 7 basic color? Who knows, maybe it's different from what color I'm seeing right now. So I'll not use that because that can make me confused. As always, I put scripts under scripts folder, sprites under sprites folder, scenes under scenes folders. Let's not talk about it. You'll need to create, attach and script to the object you want to delete, and that's the way to tell Godot that we want to delete the game object when we done it. And let's name it delete sprite, delete sprite script. Don't need to write script. With the extension of GD, we will understand that it is a script. Remember, after something, not, oh sorry, not this is the thing. What am I working on? Okay guys, so I found it. That's under here in 2D folder. What the freak, the project name is not visible in Godot. I don't know why it's not visible. And then what I was talking about is the scripts you will see will be, extension name will be GD file, and after every GD script there will be a dot and two words, they are G and D. With that you will understand which thing is a script. Here as an example, the script we created, did we created it? No, we didn't. The script we will create will be named as GD after a dot. We want to put it under scripts, and right here D, what happened? Oh, delete tutorial. Like that we will open it. It will not create right now. If we will get some unexpected things with default, don't select default before creating this script. Select normal. Sorry, no comments. You remember how to create a script. Right click on there, click on attach script, and you will be inside of this window, and in this window create no comments. Sorry, click on no comments in the template, and part is whatever you like. I like to put it in scripts folder, so I put it in a folder named scripts inside of the game project, and make sure it is GD script. And as we are working with sprites, we are using the sprite keyword on here. It's a sprite class. If this is, you are working to delete an rigid body, sorry, the object you will attach the script to will be a GD script. So right here GD script, or from here find it, or whatever class you are working with, you will need to put the class name of the nodes on here. Let's not talk about it anymore. Everything is all right now, the settings. Now let's create, and you will not get those unexpected comments on here. You will not need to know it because I am explaining what the things will do. To what the freak, to delete this is QE free, and okay, not need a semicolon, it's not unity, so save it. What it will do, this thing do, sorry, first we need to know about this. Oh, also about this, if you would write that on here GD script on place of sprite, it would work only for a rigid body but not for this object, and it will show error. You should see something like this if you choose the rigid body, and it will show an error. So I don't think rigid body is with this name, but whatever, if you put something unexpected like not which is not right and sprite, so it would show an error. How the error, you'll know error, yeah, I mean you have an error in your script by the red sorry what red line, on the error on the error line. You will see a red line if you have if you did something wrong. If you didn't, so the red line will be disappeared, and you can see it's all right now. Now, what is this function? I'm explaining actually because mainly for beginners, complete beginners who will not understand these things. So where I? Oh, we were in here in this function ready. What it will do? Actually, it works like a method, and the things you'll write in the downside of this ready after with every line you will put under this ready, I mean after this ready function will be applied when the game object will be created in the game scene. When the game scene will when they will be created, they will be created at the first time before the scene starts, the game starts. When the game starts, the object will be created immediately, and when they will be created, the downsides downside right hand things will be applied. So in our case, we want the the object to be deleted when the game object is created. So there, how to tell it Godot that when we have created the object and we want to delete it, that time we will use something called method. Its name is QE free, and after methods you should always put brackets. If you see that there is something there is a bracket after something, so you should remember that it will be a method. There you can put something says no, you can put nothing on here. Actually on other methods you can put some things in here. I'll explain it on other videos. You can see my previous videos to get explanation about how what to put under these things. And as you can see, this is also a this ready has also a bracket after it, so it means that it is also a method. God damn it, this method runs only when the game object is created. The things you'll write downside again, the things you'll write downside of this ready will be applied only when the game object is created. So what this QE free does, first let's tell about this thing before other things to explain. This is the code to delete an object, and that's all. And as you put it after I mean downside of the ready, it will be applied when this QE free will be applied when the game object is created. And when the what if this applied, I just told you about this. What this does, this will be delete the object which has this script attached to it. This script is currently attached to the sprite, and that means this sprite will be deleted after the game object is created inside of the game. So why it will be deleted before after it created, because when it is created, think this object is created, so the things written downside of this ready will be applied. So this is created, so the downside thing will be applied. So when if this thing applied, if this thing applied again, will delete the object which has this script attached to the sprite. I don't think I'll need to explain anymore. If you run test it, you will see that the game object immediately get deleted when the game object was created. You can see it is not. Oh, what the freak this. Oh, now you can see the object is, when the game object will be, the scene runs, I mean the game runs, this object get disappeared, right? Again I am showing you there are two sprites. When this game will be run and this will be created inside of the game, this will be deleted. I am showing you again this thing. Right now this just run and just get deleted. That's the thing you need to know to delete this, but you can do more advanced thing. I can show you about this, such as you first I want to let you know that the game object just get deleted when it created. What if we want to delete this after pressing an button? If that's the thing you want to do, so follow me. Function process. Some beginners will understand about this thing, so you guys can Skype this thing, but I can tell this to complete beginners about by pressing a key how to delete the object from the game. You should use the things I am using right now. Do just exactly write me, or you can get errors, or can not get error but can not be able to work. We are using something called UI accept, I think. Oh, sorry, UI select. Actually, I am explaining it. Wait for a second. Put this QE free. You will now understand that as you put it in this, in the QE free inside of here, you had just, when these things will be applied, the right hand things downside of process will be applied when this process will work. Wait, I'm explaining this thing. This line could confuse you, and after that how the code will work, I can explain it. For make you sure what this thing does, I am going to show you something. You can just if you want, follow me. If you want to open this thing, so follow me. Project, sorry, and go to, yes, it is right, go to project and project settings, and you should be, if you never use this thing, so you should be inside of here. You can see this thing, these key maps, if you don't press on input map again. So after going to input map, you can see a bunch of things. These are a lot clearer than Unity. The input system is a lot clearer than Unity, and on here you will see something called UI select, and after here this is called space. If I think you have guessed it, what kind of space it is. It is the space of our keyboard space button, and this thing will be applied, get true, when the space button is pressed. So you will now understand that when we press that space button, this UI select will be true. So this UI select will be true, it means this if statement will be true. So unexpected sounds are coming from outside. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Okay, let's not talk about it. It's common thing in my country. I don't really love this thing. This UI select, when to make use of this thing, if you just write UI select, I mean you if you write just something like this UI select, a person will understand what this mean. I will going to do, trying to do. If you are select, it means the space, if the space button is pressed, I told about that before, the US select will be true. So it should work, but when you will run it, you will see some unexpected error. I can show you here. Okay, let's show you guys. Not, I don't think error will be shown, but actually this will not work. To actually make this UI select, use of UI select, you will need to put something, this something under a method, and that is input is action just pressed. This input and is action pressed is different from each other, but don't get confused about that difference. What this whole method does is checks if a button is pressed. If the written thing under this UI select is true, so this if statement is true. So if this if statement is also true, so the downside written things of this if will be get applied. So if the for every explaining everything from one to everything again, when the space bar will be selected, so this UI will be selected. I mean this is actually the space button of your computer keyboard. When that will be selected, this UI select will be true. It means this UI select will be true. When this UI select is true, this method returns to true. When this method returns to true, this if statements applies the downside written things. When this will that will be applied, the downside written things will be applied, you know what will happen. This if this, as this is the downside written thing of if statement, this QE free will get applied. So when it will be applied, you know what this does. This deletes that thing I have shown you before on the ready function about how it deletes. Sorry, how not how it deletes, I show you how it works. So just save it. Now it will not be deleted because we didn't put anything downside of ready, and we didn't even initialize the ready function. What we did is we did, oh, I didn't explain something with this function process. This is actually a method, but this function, this func means actually function, and functions and methods are all the same. This function is this, sorry, function means method. So with this function, Godot knows that you are writing a method to be applied, sorry, a function to be applied, and that means a method to be applied to, because methods, I mean, if you are applying a function, that means you are applying a method. And what is a method is a function, what is a function is a method, and this is a function means this is a method. And what the things written downside of process will do, the written things downside of process will be applied in the game during runtime 60 times per second. The things you will write downside of here will be applied 16 times per second. Okay, so I think I don't need to explain anything more for process, but this thing, when it will check for this thing, if the space bar is pressed, it means I'll explain this thing. When the space in a frame, think that we are running in a frame. On that frame, think you haven't selected space. So I have show you before, not just so I show you before a minute that when the space bar is pressed, this UI select will be get true. Sorry, if this is not pressed, so it will not get true. So if this is not true, so this input is action pressed method will not be also true. If this whole input this method is not true, so the if statement will not be also true. So the right and downside writing things will not be applied on that time. So the game object will not be deleted when we not press the space bar key, because if we don't I am explaining again, if we don't press space bar key, so this UI select will not be true. If UI select not true, so this method not true, this method, if this method not true, so this if statement will not be true, and this downside thing will be not true. And if this is not applied, I mean this will not be applied if this whole if statement is false. So if it is not applied, so the game object will not be deleted. But if you press the space bar key, this UI select will be true, so this method will also get true then on that frame. So if statement will get true, so if the if statement gets true, so the downside tighten things will be applied. So if a downside tighten thing is QE free on our script, if this QE free also get applied, as this is downside of if, so the game object will be deleted. So I have explained again and again one thing to let you understand this thing clearly. So now if I show you how run test, make sure your mouse is focused on the game, and if you press space, you saw the game object get deleted. If you attach this script on here, without this game object will also be deleted. If you disattach this script, this will not get deleted. Actually, that's because if the script is not attached to this game object, it means this game object, so this whole script will not work on this object. It will skip this script to be applied in the game on this object. So as an example, I'm showing you attaching the script. Where is that? Okay, now script. Where is that script? If you attach that script to this game object and this attach this game object from this game object, if you attach this game object the script on this game object now, so the things will written in this script will be applied only on this game object. As now it has no script in here, this game object will not act with that script. Now if you run and press space bar, not this game object will not get deleted, not this object, the left side that object will got deleted. You saw that. You can just let experimenting with this script. What the freak? Okay. Remember this icon is visible only when the game object has something at a script attached to it. This paper icon, remember that. Now what we have to do? Okay, I have another interesting thing. If you want to delete this game object from this game object, from a command of this game object. So you can just do it. How to do that? Well, let me show you. First you need to put this object to say Godot that object the under. Okay, I'll explain it later, but first let's write the things. I'll explain later. Just write what I'm writing right now. Get what? Oh, we also need to use already. I'll explain on another thing about that already, but first follow my way. Get node. You'll need to put this this name sprite2 on here. I'll explain how it will work later, but first just follow me please. Now let's delete this from here right now. If not if it should name sprite2. Okay, you'll also need this get parent method, not in there, right here, like this. Then what? Okay, sprite2 QE free. I'm explaining it right now. Just okay, let's test before it. So, oh, I did something wrong. That's I put a 2 dots on here. Okay, I think it's actually not time to test but time to explain. First of all, we need to use something, a method called getNode, and under this thing, the thing you will put will Godot will find an object inside of this sprite, this node named as sprite2. If it don't found anything named sprite2, so it will return null, it means nothing. And why this get parent? I told you that this get node is get node will find something named sprite2 inside of this sprite, but not inside of this node 2D. The sprite2 is not under sprite1 like this. If this sprite2 is under sprite1, so it will show a line like this, goes down and then goes right. But it is the sprite2 is currently like this, which is not under the sprite node. So first we need to think about how to get this node, because if we want to get sprite2, so we need to get the node 2D, because it is the sprite2 is under node 2D, not inside of sprite, and the script is attached to the sprite, and if it tries to find something with get node, it will find under this sprite but not sprite2. If it doesn't found, so it will return null again, as I told you. As this sprite get node will find a child which is named sprite2, we need to first talk about node. We need to get node 2D. How to get node 2D? As this sprite is under node 2D, the sprite1, it should get the node 2D first. How to get that? As this sprite is under node 2D, with something a method named getParent, it will get the node 2D first. Then after that, node 2D's child sprite2 will be founded by get node sprite2 after this dot. Don't forget to put dots. Remember, you should write some these things exactly right like me, or anything could go wrong, not much bad wrong, but you will get unexpected results, or the code will not work, anything like that, or you can run the game. So what it will do, it the script is finding under sprite fast, but with this first line, the get node will, sorry, it will first get the node to the, then we after dot, with this get node sprite to, this sprite will try to, so this script will try to find something under this get parent, it means get parent is node to the, under this node to the, it will try to find sprite to named game object, and it will able to find, because it's there is sprite to under the node to the named or game object. Then you should store it under something called, like something like this. You need to write this thing before that. Under this word you will store this node to this get node, I mean sprite to. Then you of course need to write this thing. If you write function, it should work like function, and it will not work. But if you write var before this, so it will be what called, sorry, what I try to say is, what the freak, what I try to say is, this var will indicate, sorry, tell Godot that we want to create a var variable. It means that variable's name is sprite2, and under that sprite2 word, sprite2 variable, we want to store our sprite2. It means this game object. After storing this under a variable, we can use we can control that variable with a dot, and after that dot we can write methods to apply things on it. To apply something on it, you need to write a dot, then the method that you want to apply. We want this sprite2 to be applied with QE free. It means it will get deleted, and you can do this by putting a dot after writing sprite2 and then QE free, like this. So, and when it will be applied, when the space bar is selected, this thing will be applied. So now you will see, instead of this game object, this sprite2 game object will get deleted. If you now press space, you saw that sprite2 got deleted. So I am explaining everything again from the first. First, you will need to find the parent of this sprite by get parent, and after that you have try to find this get parent, means these things a game object named sprite2. Then you put it under a variable with an equation mark. We named it, you have named that thing sprite2, and that is a variable. Don't forget this thing. I can't explain it right here because the video can get longer with it. I'm trying to make the video as small as possible, and this is going to be select true when the space bar is pressed. So think you have pressed space bar, so this thing will be true. So what happened, this whole method input is action just press will get true, because this also got true with space bar, and if this if statement will got true. If the if statement got true, so this thing will be applied, this thing will be applied to sprite2, and it will check for this thing for 60 times per second. If it doesn't find sprite2, so an error will be occurred. So with this, Oh, sorry. This thing will be applied 60 times per second because it is under a function called process. I didn't explain about these things this on here. You will understand it when you will stay learning Godot. Don't worry, you will understand from any video tutorials. So I'm not explaining here. You can also try to watch my other video tutorials to understand these things. When you press only one time, the sprite 2 will get deleted. But when you press another time, this error will occur. It will say it is actually trying to say this sprite 2 is null. It means nothing is in sprite 2 is nothing is inside of sprite 2 now. So it is showing an occur. Why is this error? Because we have just deleted this and the Godot forgot that what is inside of this thing, this sprite 2. So if he forgets that thing, so why is this thing, he says. What if this thing is nothing, so what to delete after add dot with this method? Godot will not know what to delete, so it tells us a message that this nothing is to delete with this sprite 2. This has nothing inside of it, what to delete. It will not ask actually what to delete, but it will say it has nothing inside of it. So guys, I have shown you some advanced things as like deleting objects with inputs and also deleting another game object from inside of another game object. Okay, so guys, it's all. Now I want to say sorry to my old subscribers that I wasn't uploading videos for a long time. I was actually busy with Unity before that. Before once a time. Actually Unity was not working correctly inside of my PC, but when it started to work, I felt the main power of Unity. I was very interested in Unity, started making games with it, and also participated in a game jam. For those who don't know what a game jam is, they are actually game making competitions all over the world. The game I made for that was named Way to Unlimited. You can play the game. Game's link is in description. Now, if you are a beginner, complete beginner, and want to learn Godot, subscribe my channel Jumma Game Developer, where you will get beginner friendly tutorials about game development with Godot by subscribing me. If this video is helpful, like it. If you want to help me to get more views, share this video, complain, ask, or write anything under this channel by commenting. Don't think that my interest with my interest in Unity, I'll change my main game engine of this channel. It is not true. I will not change my main game engine Godot forever. Until this channel goes, the main game engine of this channel will be Godot. I'll try to upload more than one video next week, especially containing collision detection in Godot. Until that, stay safe, healthy, world peace, and bye.